Hi everybody, Kayla with Serenity's Dragons. Tonight we're going to be discussing enclosure types for New Caledonian geckos. That encompasses crested geckos, gargoyles, halamaheras, anything under the New Caledonian species. So we've got brand new baby enclosures all the way up to adults, and we've got beginner level enclosures up to intermediate / expert, however you want to judge it. So we're going to start with our baby boxes. In our house, we have hatchlings. So this is what we use for our hatchlings. It's little shoe boxes that you can get at Walmart or Target. As you can see in the top right here, we've drilled out little ventilation holes. We also have ventilation holes in the sides and in both ends. They're pretty simple. Whenever you have hatchlings, you want to make sure that everyone's using the bathroom, making sure that they're eating. It's just a general way of checking health. So you keep them on white paper towels so that it's easier to look for the poop. Right here, we got one of our new little babies. He's getting ready to step up to the next size enclosure. But as you can see, we've just got a couple of little plastic plants, something that's easy to sterilize later on in this whole enclosure. Once he's done with it, we can do it in a 10% bleach solution. So 1 part bleach to 10 parts water to get that sterilized and make sure it's ready to go for the next baby. Super easy little enclosures. I usually keep them in these up until they hit about 3 grams. And then once they hit 3 grams, I like to move them up to these little 8x8x12 Exoterras. This will be their first opportunity in my house to go bioactive. So whenever somebody says that you're going bioactive, essentially what that means is there is a small drainage layer at the bottom of the enclosure with a mesh layer, and then you've got soil. In that soil, you've got a cleanup crew, which is comprised of isopods and springtails. They pretty much eat the poop. These are also live planted, as you can see, the little bit of pothos that's in there. We did our own backgrounds, so it's got a piece of cork bark flat in the back that's available on Amazon, and then it's also got a little ledge right here. It was just a little scrap piece because we often use cork bark grounds to make hides out of. That was a little scrap piece out of the back of one of those, and we just like to make sure that everything's used. So these are super easy to put together. As far as putting in the background and making all that, I'd say you could probably put one together in about 30 minutes. It's really not bad. But yeah, these are the 8x8x12s. Not too big. You can keep a gecko in these up into, I'd say easily about 15 grams. They're comfortable in here and they've got enough room to move around. So if you're sticking with the plastic enclosures, your next option as far as over 15 grams is going to be one of these. It's another Sterilite container. These are also available at Walmart or Target. As you can see, pretty simple. It's got little latches on it, which we do like. Keep the animal nice and secure. Make sure nothing's getting out. We use a 2-inch circular drill to get these little holes in. They're available for about $10 at Lowe's. And then we take some screening and we hot glue them in. These work really great for gecko boxes, for bug boxes. You can do a lot of different things. You can also, if it was a black box, you could do it to set up a small dubia colony. Honestly, these are good up into about 30-40 grams, depending especially on how you deck them out. Now, I have seen people take these bioactive. I have also seen people that just keep the paper towels in the bottom, put a couple sticks. I've seen people use pool noodles. There's so many different climbing opportunities that you can do for your gecko in these. The other nice thing about New Caledonian geckos is they're fine at room temperature as long as the environment stays between 70 and 78 degrees, they'll be comfortable. So there's no heat source required for them. They do definitely appreciate a light cycle. So they need to have it, roughly around like a 12 on, 12 off period. And as long as the container is opaque, like this one is, you're able to give them that opportunity. As far as our adults are concerned, you can go to a full-size tub. Full-size plastic clear tub. Do the same setup with the 2-inch circular drill bit. I would suggest doing 4 holes, so 2 on each side, just to make sure there's adequate ventilation for a container that big. You can still go paper towels, or you can go fully bioactive in that. We personally do all of ours in Exoterra setups, and we also have some Zillow stuff like that. We're not brand snobs around here, but you'll see our big ones. These are 18 by 18 by 24s. We've still got the custom background in those. We put little hides in the top, little planters, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much how we get those set up. You also have the option when they're slightly smaller to do the 12 by 12 by 18s. As you can see, the 12 by 12 by 18 versus the 18 by 18 by 24, which is a full-grown adult enclosure. A crested gecko can live in that their entire life without any issues and have plenty of room to move around. Now, if you want to get really, really fancy with it, you also have the option of paludariums. This is I want to say it's an 18 by 18 by 36, and it is massive. So these you get a little bit crazier because you've got all this extra room down here to be able to put soil. So you can do much larger plants, as you can see the mother-in-law's tongue in the background. There for a while we had some things that look like banana leaves going on in here. There's so many different things that you can do with large enclosures like that. Lastly, there's also a company, I want to say maybe it's Retazoo. They make a 12 by 12 by 12. These are great up into, I'd say about 30 grams. If you end up running across one of these, they're pretty nice. Y'all ignore the mess. But yeah, so there's a lot of different ways. If the vast majority of these enclosures I was able to source off of Facebook Marketplace. So you don't always have to necessarily blow your budget. We also make our own jungle mix as far as being able to get bioactive. Most of our plants have come from Lowe's. Everything was very, very budget friendly. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to put those in the comments. We tend to be very responsive. So hope to hear from you. Y'all have a good day.